Welcome to Talk of the Town. This is an official podcast from the town of Pinetop-Lakeside to expand upon community topics shared through the Talk of the Town newsletter. Here we will give you more detail, respond to questions, and deliver information about community news and happenings. Hey, it's Rob Hefner here for the town of Pinetop-Lakeside, hanging out in the studio, and got a couple guests back. I got Zach. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Good. So you did the pre-screening of your movie.
Yeah.
How did that go?
That went really well.
Really well?
Yeah.
Awesome. His mom, of course, Rana. How are you?
I'm doing good, thanks.
And then on the phone, we have Travis, correct?
Yes. Hi.
Hi, Travis. So give us a little bit of background on this movie and, you know, the title, when you put it out. Just give us some background.
For me, I first heard the story. Our family has known the Bates for, since Zach was 7, 8 years old. So there's a little bit of history there, but, in Flagstaff, we're down in the valley now. And my wife passed on looking at social media, which she really never does. And she gave me a little article like, hey, look at what the Bates are doing. And I read, I think it was the first article that the White Mountain Independent put out on Zach and his running. And when I read it, I was really grabbed by the story, just really, grabbed my heart and like, wow, this is amazing. And the next thought was like, this needs to be a documentary. And so very quickly reached out and contacted Rana, and then the rest is kind of history from there. That was kind of my intro into the film.
So the name of the movie is what? Break the Mold, correct?
Yes.
Where did that come from?
And correct me if I'm wrong, Rana. My memory, we did interviews, family interviews, a couple months prior, a few weeks prior to that. And in one of those that Rana mentioned something about you kind of break the mold, break that autistic mold or something to that effect. And I believe that's for me, that's my memory of where the title came from, is just break the mold.
Right. Yeah. So, Zach going through school, and there's always all kinds of therapies and things like that they suggest that he does. We did a lot of those and it was wonderful, but running has been kind of a whole new therapy for Zach, and it's been a wonderful way for him to manage his emotions and to just do what he loves. And at the same time, he's having opportunities to have interviews like this and things like that are helping him to just have more ability to progress in.
Yeah, just to get there, So, yeah. Zach, I wanted to ask you, what was it like having somebody run next to you with a camera? Were they running next to you with a camera? Did they drive next to you with a camera?
I had some people run next to me with the camera, maybe. I was running for the race. I was pretty much running by myself.
Okay.
And there was some cameras by the side.
So they didn't drive next to you, or somebody wasn't running next to you with a camera, were they?
Not really.
Okay, because I've not seen the movie yet, so I don't know if it's just you running by and then you running by and then I don't know.
So like we said earlier, it's a 20-mile loop.
Right.
And so at the part where we are waiting for him, there was a lot of filming happening in that location. And as he would run up to where our tent was, where we would crew him, they would run alongside him. And
yeah. Travis, not to spoil the movie, but is this more about the background of understanding why to run or more about the run? Can you give us some sort of a template of what we're expecting?
Yeah, let me jump in on that last question. We did film. Zach had some running by a car. This is pre-race early on that we shot a lot of stuff of him running, doing his workouts and stuff. And some of that we were hanging out of a car, and car was trying to keep up with how fast he was going, and there was some running stuff there as well. So this was really, I like to make films that grab people's hearts, that it goes across boundaries regardless of the topic, and kind of find that human element within the story. And so our focus was more about, this is Zach's story, and he could have been playing hockey, and it was just that determination and that the heart of the story is what we were following in that journey. So yes, running is definitely a part of it, but I didn't set out wanting to make a running movie. And
what was the biggest technical challenge for you in the making of the film?
Filming running.
Yeah, actually running.
Yeah, and how do you film running? And I'm not an ultra runner, and we had a couple other camera opposite there at the thing. They weren't ultra runners, but we learned stuff of how we could have done it a little bit more. If we did the film again, we'd have a few more shots that we didn't have.
Always the things you don't know. Yeah. So what was the one thing that you learned that you had no idea that was sort of like a surprise for you?
With the process or the story or?
Either one.
I guess the one that comes to my mind most immediately is just from this private screening of the reaction of people. You know, we played for a week in Auburn, California. There were it was Western State, the race finished, and we had one showing where 2 people showed up, and one of the ladies said, "This is a film that the world needs to see." So she totally expanded my mind with the possibilities. And then after this private screening there in Pinetop-Lakeside area, more comments from people. I remember one of an older lady saying that now she's going to go and walk, and when she gets pain, she's going to walk a little bit further and keep going. And just that's really the surprise of the effect that it's having on so many people that see it.
Awesome.
We hope for that, and Rana and I talked about that much, and Zack, of like, this could be a powerful story. And I didn't really understand the magnitude of really that reach that I am now as I'm hearing personal stories from people that are, totally talked about it as soon as they watch the film. That's what I'm learning is, you think you know what you're doing as a filmmaker, or pretend you know what the story does. And then once the story's out, it's just like
yeah, it takes a life of its own. Zack.
Yeah.
Let me see. What's your reaction been to other people seeing yourself in a movie? What have you seen in theaters and stuff?
Well, we went to 2 different showings, and it was really cool. I think a lot of people enjoyed seeing it. I had people talk to me. It was fun.
Yeah, and you can't see the smile on his face, but he's got a pretty good smile on his face right now. Rana, same thing?
Yeah, it was really moving, actually, to have, especially the pre-screening showing that we did here at the Lakeside Theater. It was just really nice to hear the people that we know in our community come to us and say, this was not exactly what we were expecting. It was just so much more, and just thrilled the inspiration that it gave to them, and it made them want to be better people and working harder, and just being that determination that Zack showed made them want to be more determined in the things that they love in their life.
So I got to tell you that this isn't just a local film, by the way. You can go into Apple TV right now, go into previews, and there it is in trailers. Break the mold. Congrats on that. You're getting, Travis, what kind of distribution are you getting on this? Is it nationwide, or is it how many theaters?
We have 3 theaters that we'll be in by September, and I'm literally just booking as we feel. I feel no rush to let's hurry and get this in, right, and then be done. I feel it's a slow rollout, and so it's a limited release. But we'll run this in theaters as long as we feel the need. Obviously, we'd love to get a streaming service on site. We have a lot of people that are wanting around the country, and some even Rana says that are international wanting to watch it. So that'll come. But I think that there's always something for me, magical on the big screen. When you go into a theater that you just saw Oppenheimer or whatever, Jurassic Park in last week, and then on the screen there's Zack Bates running across the screen into the audience's heart, I think was one of the quotes we got from a review. Yeah, but seeing on the big screens, so I'm going to try to run that as we can. We'll hit some festivals and just kind of see where it takes us.
Good. Well, I think Zack's going to look better on screen than Barbie anyway, so Awesome. Thank you once again, Travis and Rana. Zack, why don't we give you the last word? What do you want to tell people?
Just do what you want, I guess.
Do what you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always like to hear Zack say that, because what he means by that is this, he's got this dream, he's got this idea in his head, and he's just going for it. Yeah. And a lot of people just don't go for their dreams, and they just need to. Awesome. Well, thank you very much. Once again, it was Zack Bates. Go check him out in the movie theaters coming up here soon. We're going to give you the dates below. It's, of course, at White Mountain Entertainment. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.